Jose, we're throwing it to you. You got a story for the people. What is going on?
President Trump, as he does, had some things to say over Twitter last night. And now, because we're moving towards this overt oligarchical corporatism, Twitter is the bastion of the First Amendment now, deciding on what's free speech and what isn't. And Twitter decides to hide Donald Trump's tweet for glorifying violence. We're going to go into it, but Zuckerberg sucking up to Donald Trump while trying to lambast their #1 competition for information profiteering across the globe in Twitter, I don't think should be lost on anyone during these dynamics. So let's just get into it right now. Twitter has hidden one of Donald Trump's tweets behind a warning that it glorifies violence, further escalating the social media company's role with the U.S. president. The U.S. president's tweet, posted on Thursday night's Washington time, warned people in Minneapolis protesting against the killing of a black man, George Floyd, by a white police officer that he would send the military to intervene if there was any difficulty. When the looting starts, the shooting starts, Trump wrote, apparently quoting the former Miami police chief, Walter Headley, who in December 1967 promised violent reprisal to protest over stop and frisk tactics. I wonder if you know that level of detail in history, of police history, if you don't care about white supremacy. I don't know. 2 hours later, Twitter added a notice to the tweet. This tweet violated the Twitter rules about glorifying violence. Well, however, Twitter has determined that it may be in the public's interest for the tweet to remain accessible. So they made a note on the president's tweet. Hey, this is messed up, but, be advised. The warning was accompanied by a link to its policies about public interest exceptions. For people visiting Trump's Twitter timeline, our president, everyone, or seeing the tweet retweeted on their feed, the warning obscures the content unless they tap to view it. Okay, so it's very disturbing to see. Let's just jump down because I don't want to eat up all this time. There's a lot of back and forth about, Trump talks about mail-in ballots. I don't know that we're going to talk about that later. He's talking about being censored. He's talking about being attacked. I don't think they've had this big of an issue with too many other world leaders who, are a bit more genocidal on record, or supposedly. Twitter said at the time it believed the response, hiding the tweet behind a warning and reducing its algorithmic distribution, struck the right balance between enabling free expression, fostering accountability, and reducing the potential harm caused by these tweets. The company has taken action against Trump's tweets before for copyright infringement. Twice, the president used unlicensed music in campaign videos in an advert featuring the theme to the film The Dark Knight Rises, and in the meme video set to the Nickelback song Photograph. Ugh. In both cases, the posts were removed without complaint from the president. Okay, so Twitter role, and I do want to throw this back to you guys more for your take, but I mean, number one, a private company shouldn't be what decides our constitutional rights, but they're being forced to because of the decay that is our U.S. government, starting with the U.S. president, that would not have ascended to power if it were not for Twitter, that probably would not have had a successful year in 2016 if it were not for Twitter. Now complaining about Twitter's dynamics working against him and butting up to Twitter's competition in Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, who obviously has self-interest in seeing Twitter be cudgeled and be taken down a notch as a purveyor of free speech for their ad-friendly service over at Facebook. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
So I'm actually not on Twitter's side on this, and I'm not necessarily on Trump's side, but I think that he's right, but he's not right because of the way he thinks. It's because I don't like the idea of having Twitter decide what's right, not right. We already have so many issues here on YouTube where YouTube is deciding what's right and not right. I mean,
oh my God,
the news category, the news category in general just gets hosed because YouTube thinks that it's better for you to not watch us. Like a lot of people have told us, like, you watch one of our videos and YouTube's like, we're going to recommend Fox News as like the next video. So I don't trust that social media to do this well anyway. I think you made a point earlier with that there are other people that have Twitter that are much more genocidal, and it goes to show that it's like we care about what you say more than what you do. So, you know, Trump's terrible. Trump does a lot of really bad things. But if he acted nice about it like George Bush did, they wouldn't have taken him down. So this is really a comment on rhetoric that it's not going to hurt Trump. Trump's going to be able to use it to force Twitter to do whatever he wants. But it's the little guy who gets shadow banned. It's the people. Like, there's so many people that we've talked to that have been in our Discord that are like, my Twitter got banned for no reason at all. They never gave me an explanation. I was just trying to share Bernie posts on, you know, X, Y, or Z. And so that's that one part. On the second part is, it does directly conflict. Trump just signed an executive order that basically would remove the liability protection, the safe harbor protections, as they're called on social media. Those safe harbor protections are there predicated on social media not choosing things. Now, I guess my big issue is more the algorithmic control, especially what we deal with on YouTube. Twitter is admitting that they're literally doing what they call a balance, which is getting less people to see it by adjusting their own algorithm. It just feels like Trump's only reacting to this because it happened to him. Right. He literally has like a Jeet Pie and a number of other people that he's put up that he didn't care about at all when it was other people. So he's clearly being selfish here. There's no question about it. But he's not. I don't think he's wrong, even though he is.
So, you know, I hate it when we sometimes gotta defend Trump a little bit.
I'm not defending Trump. Don't even go there.
I know. But the way, because here's the thing, because the way Twitter is hiding his tweet. You hide his tweet, you're doing a disservice because then people aren't seeing what the hell this guy's talking about. And when you hide social media, when you hide posts like this,
it also makes them paranoid.
It makes it causes a sick reaction to where then, okay, floodgates are open. Who else tweets will be blocked? Whose social media's posts will be hidden? What YouTube videos will not be recommended? Look, because here's the thing, like even you guys, our viewers and subscribers, let's just focus on YouTube just for one quick second. We have seen comments where people are saying, hey, I haven't been notified that you guys are going live. Hey, you know, I'm seeing this video. This video is great. You guys deserve more views. Hey, somehow I was unsubscribed for your channel.
Somehow your channel lost 90% of its views in a one-month period.
Yeah, so all this stuff that happens, it impacts a lot of people. And Donald Trump, you know, look, he is who he is. There's no changing him. There's no saving him. He's not going to have an epiphany one day and realize, oh, I should be a better person. No. But this weird box that Twitter is open where they're going to hide his tweet, there's going to be consequences and repercussions. And I'm very curious.
He already signed an executive order.
I know he signed an executive order, but see, we're entering into strange waters, and I'm not putting any trust or faith inside any executive order that Donald Trump is writing. Now, I know Jimmy Dore has talked about it, a few other people have talked about it, but let's see what happens in the long run, because this isn't over. But I think Jose should have the final word.
I do want to add one final word before Jose gets a final word, and that is, remember when we covered it with Alex Jones when he got knocked off the big platforms? We said on a principled level that shouldn't happen. And what happened immediately after he got knocked out? About 100 leftist channels wiped out from the internet. Whenever it starts, whenever people are like it's like, oh, look at now Nancy Pelosi's getting hit, Chuck Schumer, Trump, it runs downhill a lot stronger than on top. Trump has the ability to just wipe off anything Twitter does. Like, and Jose said, Twitter got him into power in the first place, but they're not going to be able to strong-arm the president. Trump has a lot of tools and executive orders that he could do against Twitter. We don't.
Yeah. All right, Jose, what's the final word?
I mean, precisely because they can't strong-arm the president and he is trying to strong-arm them, I think that Twitter was right to take him down, that post, because the one MAGA hat-wearing person shotgun a protester because they were looting something. Trump's not going to go down for that. He might use it to get reelected, but Twitter will be held responsible for leaving that tweet up, inciting the president's violence, which is really the problem. If Saddam Hussein said, kill any Western tourist that you see, and Twitter left that up back in 2001, you know, people would have an issue with that. Same thing with Assad saying, you know what, any what you call it, UN, blue hat, start slitting their throats, everyone. Like, Trump might not have said that explicitly, but when the looting starts, the shooting starts, to call back to what a police chief said in the last time America had a racist-ass fight between the public and the police, was in code for people that, you know, wear white hoods in Minnesota and then go make oil money in Texas. I think that people at Twitter were kind of have to be a little bit more on the ball, especially with this president. And I think that's a problem in and of itself. But that's
I think that there's, again, I don't think that there's one answer to this. I think that both of us or three of us are making all very, very reasonable arguments on this.
I'm worried about the Pandora's box that's been opened.
Yeah, so we're looking from different, but I also would say that the fact that they did do what they did to Trump has made the tweet even more famous, more popular, more talked about than if they hadn't done it.
All right.
Perhaps.
I think we're going to have to leave it at that because we do now have to move on now to our next story. We are...